Hello, namaskar and a very warm welcome to all the viewers in a special broadcast, Tokyo, the Spirit of Sports, with me, Deepika. In today's edition, we will bring you all updates on the ongoing Tokyo Olympics with news, views, analysis and stats with special focus on today's top highlight at Tokyo 2020. And day 5 has brought mixed results for Team India at the ongoing Tokyo Olympics. Take a look at this next report to know who all sailed through and who performed to their best level at the ongoing Tokyo Olympics.
India was in action today in 6 different events at the ongoing Tokyo Olympics. The Indian contingent represented the country in the sport of women's hockey, archery, badminton, boxing, sailing and rowing. Day 5 also marked a mixed result for the nation. Let's start with ones who progressed for further rounds. In boxing, India's Pooja Rani enters quarterfinals in Tokyo Olympics, followed by Lovlina Borgohain and MC Mary Kom. Pooja Rani beat Algeria's Ishraq Chaid by 5-0 in women's 69-75 kilos round of 16 event. With the dominating performance by female pugilist, boxing currently stands at a stronger position in the ongoing Tokyo Olympics. Whereas in archery, Deepika Kumari beat USA's Jennifer Messino Fernandez in women's individual 16 eliminations. Earlier, she defeated Bhutan's Karma by 6-0 in 32 elimination round. And in badminton, star shuttler PV Sindhu defeated Hong Kong's Nang Yi Chung in her second Group J match of the Tokyo Olympics. Sindhu defeated Nang Yi Chung in straight sets 21-9, 21-16 to cruise into the elimination round of women's singles. Sindhu will play round of 16 against Mia Lichfeld on 29th July. Well, those were the winners of the day, but out of 6 events that were played today, there were many upsets as well. In men's singles archery event, Praveen Jadhav bowed out, losing to USA's world number 1 Brady Ellison by 6-0 after beating world number 2. In rowing, India's Arjun Lal and Arvind Singh finished last in men's lightweight double scull semi-final. The Indian duo will compete in Final B on Thursday to determine their ranking at the Tokyo Olympics. In hockey today, the Indian women's hockey team lost by 1-4 to defending champions Great Britain, marking 3rd consecutive defeat at the Olympics. For India, Sharmila Devi scored the lone goal in the 23rd minute. The Indians need at least a point from this game to be safe, but they now will have to win their remaining 2 matches to have any chance of qualifying for the knockout stage. India will next play Ireland on Friday. In badminton, Sai Praneeth went down to Mark Kalijau, world number 29 by 14-21, 14-21 in second group match. Sai finished last in the group, marking an end to his Tokyo 2020 campaign. In archery, India's veteran archer Tarundeep Rai crashed out of men's individual recurve event after losing a thriller in round of 32. Tarundeep was outclassed 5-6 by rookie Aite Shani of Israel in a hard-fought match. And in sailing, Varun Thakkar and KC Ganapathy finished 19th in race 4 in men's skiff 49er. After finishing 18th in the first 2 races, the pair bettered their performance to finish 17th in race 3, but in race 4 they fell off by 2 places. The Indian contingent represented the country in 6 different events today and produced a mixed result on day 5. However, medal chances for the country are still bright as men's hockey, wrestling and badminton are potential contenders in the race of Tokyo 2020 medals. Sports Desk, DD India.
And I'm joined by our guest, Mr. Malay Neerav, Senior Sports Analyst. Thank you so much, Mr. Neerav, for joining us. My first question is to you that women are leading in boxing with Mary Kom, Lovlina Borgohain and Pooja Rani. Your thoughts?
Women are leading everywhere. The daughters of this country are doing us proud. So besides these 3 names, if you look at PV Sindhu, if you look at the probables like Vinesh Phogat and Deepika Kumari and the boxers, Mary Kom, Lovlina, Pooja, just go on naming them and they're there holding the fort. And they are just in the waiting for the medal. So hats off to the women of this country. And right now, as the chances for medals we try and evaluate, we realize that the chances which are there are in women's boxing for sure, because if Lovlina and Pooja both advance to the semi-finals, they'll be assured of a one medal, at least one medal. So that is there. And Mary Kom, the same story is there, that if she also reaches the semi-finals, there'll be a medal for her.
Right, and if we talk about the men's boxing contingent, where exactly are they lacking right now?
Well, not lacking as such, but the most formidable contender from the Indian side was Amit Pangal, and he's yet to have his bout. So let's wait for him.
And if you talk about Manish Kaushik and other boxers who just
Yes,
lost their...
Manish Kaushik couldn't fare that well because you see, because the thing is that once you are there at the stage where the best of the world are there to rub their shoulders with each other, besides your physical strength, tactics, strategy, your mental strength is also very important.
Right.
And that is where I think that most of our shooters, for example, have lost it.
And if you look at probable opponents, which could be, which one exactly could be a trickier one for Mary Kom in the upcoming bouts that she's going to play?
Well, right now as things stand, I think Mary Kom will not have any problem, much of a problem. If you look at things that are there for Mary Kom to be a little wary about, there is this veteran boxer which is who might create little bit of a problem for her, but as such there's no problem. And her main competitors would be one sec, just a sec, I'll tell you her name is Nazim Kazi Bey. Kazi Bey. Now and that's the boxer that Mary Kom has lost to, and then there's Chang Yuan and Busana's Changroglu. Now, there's a veteran, Virginia Putz, she has slowed down considerably. So, Mary Kom basically has some problem facing Chang Yuan and Nazim Kazibey. These are the two. But she was fighting in the very first bout that we saw, and the way all relaxed and composed, and also, using her right and left hooks and jabs, the way she was using, I think Mary Kom does stand a very good chance, and so does Lovelina. And
the picture looks very positive over here, but if we come to women's hockey, what went wrong with the women's hockey player? Is it the technique or lack of big match experience?
No, I wouldn't say technique or experience. I would say they are also going through. You see, the entire world of sports persons has gone through hell during COVID. Whether you want it or not, if you look at, say, for example, the most brilliant gymnast on the planet at this point in time, on a bill, someone by. To look at her, she is withdrawn from the contest. She says mental health is more important than anything else. Before the Indian women went for the tournament, long before that, the coach of both the men and the men's and women's team coaches had said that the kind of mental toughness, ability to fight stress is not only mental toughness, also the ability to stage a comeback. Once you've lost so badly to Netherlands, then how do you stage a comeback? Right? How do you get rid of those memories which make you feel completely out of place? Now, that is where I think that Indian women are having a problem. And
right.
Role of sports psychologists is very important.
Exactly. We would be coming on to that segment as well. But moving on to badminton right now, Group J has been an easy walk for Sindhu. What next?
Well, she will have the opponents from China, and as they used to say that there was a wall of China which was very difficult to cross, but those days are gone. Saina Nehwal long ago had broken the wall of China. So the way Sindhu was playing today, if you look at Sindhu, the way she was playing today, I think it was fantastic. In her first match and today in the second match also, I think first she tried to understand and get acclimatized to the Japanese court, and then watched her opponents very carefully, used her strength whenever she got an opportunity, converted the opportunity into a point, and that is how she has done so well so far. And she is looking, mind you, she is looking in the same kind of form as she looked at real.
And
When,
talking about archery, Deepika Kumari was in form today. What are the
yeah,
things she need to keep in her checklist for the upcoming rounds?
let me tell you two things. First, that when you face the opponents from Korea, well, you have to be very careful. When you face the opponents from Japan, you have to be very careful. Now, this level of a competition that you have at Olympics, you can't afford to win with a 7 or an 8, not even a 9. You have to aim for the bullseye all the time, the 10, right? So she's regaining her confidence, she's regaining the focus. Today also I saw her, she was looking a bit more relaxed uh, in the second competition that she had today. Uh, but the first one was rather easy when she was against the Bhutanese archer. But the second one, I think she did pretty well with the US archer there. And I think that she has been able to regain a lot of confidence after the loss in the mixed team event, where she was also mentally unnerved. Once again, a case of mental balance getting a little,
Absolutely. And
a little, because when she was not allowed to participate with her husband, Atan Das.
right. And coming on to men's archery, Jadhav, Tarundeep, all are bowing out. Atanudas is still in contention. What different can we expect from him? What is that different thing?
Atan Das is a world champion, right? And he's been doing very well in the last few months and last couple of years. He's done extremely well. And he is a man with a solid mental balance, with a grit and determination, which is clearly evident whenever he is there in the competition. And I have great hopes from him. I hope he's able to regain the kind of mental toughness which is required. You know, one thing is very important for us to realize, that for an archer, it is not only important to be mentally sound there when he's there on that particular day at that moment, because his heartbeat makes all the difference. When your heart rate is touching 150 or 60 as it was this morning for the other two archers, then you can't perform so well. That is it is a part of the winning strategy, that you have to keep your emotions under control. Your nerves should be under control.
Right, Mr. Neerav, we would be coming back to you again. Moving on with our next story right now. Fencer Bhavani Devi has thanked Prime Minister Narendra Modi for extending support and keeping the Indian contingent motivated.
For me, I was really disappointed after my second match, because for me it's not about first round, second round. For me it's always, to win medal for India. And even though it's my first Olympics, I came to this competition to do something, to make my country proud, to get that medal for India. And when I was upset after that match, and when I saw his post, I'm like, how can a leader, do something like this for one athlete who lost the match? So I think this is very, very important for me, and also for all the athletes in our country, that whether because winning and losing is a part of sport, you have to keep moving forward. But sometimes it's difficult to self-motivate yourself to take that one step forward to continue the path. But his message really encouraged me and motivated me, like, when a leader of the country is giving you the right direction, giving you the support, you don't need to worry about anything else. And I'm very, very happy that PM sir mentioned about me even before the Olympics. He had mentioned about my mother's effort also in Man Ki Baat, so which is also very important for me, that he appreciates all the efforts of the athletes and the family who are working towards to make our country proud. And I'm sure this is what athletes need, and I'm proud to be the Indian.
Appreciation and keeping the athletes is really very important. Moving on, Simone Biles has decided to withdraw from the individual all-around final in Tokyo after pulling out of the team event over mental health concerns. In a statement, the USA Gymnastics confirmed that Biles will not take part in her second final after further medical evaluation, and fellow US gymnast Terry Carey will replace Biles in the all-around final. take a look at this report to understand what all happened and how fellow athletes reacted to it.
It takes courage to accept something which is highly debatable, and US superstar Simone Biles has it all what it takes. Simone has decided not to take part in individual all-around final at Tokyo Olympics. Day before, she had decided to pull out of the team event over mental health concerns. This decision of her created ripples all over the world. Simone is another name for perfection in gymnastics, and taking her name back citing mental health, that too on the biggest platform of sports at Olympics, means huge. In a statement, the USA Gymnastics confirmed that Biles will not take part in her second final after further medical evaluation. We wholeheartedly support Simone's decision and applaud her bravery in prioritizing her well-being. Her courage shows yet again why she is a role model for so many. It comes after Biles, who was vying for 6 Olympic golds in Tokyo, withdrew from the team gymnastics final, claiming, "I just didn't want to go on." Her decision fired up the debate and the reactions started pouring in. Fellow US athletes, medalist surfer, softballers back Biles in promoting mental health. Following her second withdrawal, former First Lady Michelle Obama tweeted her support. She wrote, and I quote, "Am I good enough? Yes, I am. The mantra I practice daily. Simone Biles, we are proud of you and we are rooting for you. Congratulations on the silver medal, Team USA." Following Simone Biles pulling out of the women's gymnastics team finals, the International Olympic Committee also supported Biles' decision, saying they have huge respect and support for American gymnast Simone Biles.
I think what we can all say is that regardless of that, we all have huge respect for her and huge support for her.
Biles is not the first athlete to withdraw from huge international events. Earlier, it was Naomi Osaka who withdrew from both the French Open and Wimbledon for prioritizing their mental health. The importance of mental health is almost equal for all athletes who are participating in the Olympics. While there is a lot of pressure on the athletes while competing for a huge international event like Olympics, the audience and fans also play a major role in helping an athlete to cope up well with such kind of mental pressure, as winning and losing are two important pillars of the entire ecosystem of sports. And the spirit of sports lies in supporting the athletes. Sports Desk, DD India.
And moving back to our guest, Mr. Malay Nirav, we would be taking up the very important issue over here, which is mental health. Simone Biles, Olympics champion, well-experienced, perfectionist. What made her succumb to the pressure?
Well, she has herself said it. And I think it's so brave of this young girl to come out and say that there are too many variables. She starts from no audience, performing not before any audience. It's a TV only Olympics. 2, the mental state in which she is. And she just decided that enough was enough. She decided to sit in on the sidelines and cheer up the team that she was leading, and she decided that it would be better to be satisfied with the silver than to run after a gold and then cut a sorry figure there and destroy your own mental peace. I think the girl did absolutely right. I think mental health is very, very important. The winner of 23 gold medals, Michael Phelps, after all that, when he went into retirement, he said, well, get off all your stress. Let your mind be in peace. And don't overstress yourself, because your mental health is perhaps more important than your physical health.
Absolutely.
And all this gravitas of medal is not going to help you at all. And this is what I think Simone Biles has also done, Osaka has done, and that needs introspection on the part of the people, especially the federations who train the stars to be there for international competitions in the Olympics arena.
Absolutely.
Elsewhere.
So mental health is always less talked about. It's a reality, and it's not just stress, but the prevailing environment and current surroundings of a player also that counts in and makes it less or more stressing. Would you agree?
Of course. And besides that, the kind of atmosphere that COVID has created for the athletes, that today the girls from the Netherlands team are saying that it is like house arrest for us. This quarantine is too much. We want to get out of it. So the thing is that you are not playing in normal circumstances. So there is a lot of pressure on you. Besides the pressure of performing, the pressure that you are not going to perform in natural, normal atmosphere, surroundings, environment is something which gets on your nerves, as they say. And once it gets on your nerves, then everything else becomes secondary. You have to protect yourself. You have to protect your body, your mind, your soul. All the three should be in one kind of direction where you feel that there's no pressure on you. It is very important. And look at the pressure that our shooters have faced. Look at the pressure that our archers have faced. Look at the pressure that the Indian women's hockey team is facing.
Naomi Osaka, right. So, Naomi Osaka, Michael Phelps, all champs are echoing the importance of mental health now. But the question is, why now? Why she is backing out when she is already standing at an international podium?
Well, the thing is that she might have thought that when I go to Tokyo, I will not face the kind of situation that she has faced today. You know, this is a very strange kind of a situation. Every day, the name of 10 people get added in the list of COVID affected. It started with 40, 50, 60, 70, crossed the 100 mark, 120. Every day the numbers are rising. Now it's 150 plus. So what are you doing? You know, living under the fear. You see, living in the expectation of a health disaster is worse than living under the fear of losing a medal. Would you agree or not? Living under the expectation of a disaster, which affects your health, your mind, your body, your soul, is more dangerous than anything else.
Absolutely.
And that is how, you see, but it requires a lot of introspection, as I said, on the part of the people who train these people to take part, because they need a psychologist who has spent some time with them for a reasonably long period. Not that you bring a psychologist today and say,
Mr. Nirav,
Manu Bhaker is disturbed, please try to help her out.
Right. Coming on to Manu Bhaker only, how would you connect mental health aspect with current performance of Indian shooting contingent, as it's a game of skill and mental strength as well?
Of course, mental strength is all important. I just told you that your heartbeat is an important, integral part of your preparation, which should be helping you in winning the medals. When your heartbeat crosses the 150 mark, 120, 30 mark, when you are there, when you are not in control of your mind and your soul at the same time, this is something which makes you shudder there. And that is where I think yoga, meditation, psychologists help. Sports psychologist is a very, very highly super specialized discipline. So that is what is needed, and I'm told. And then you change the coaches. Then there's a coach controversy. You change the pairs, right? What happened in archery? No, I'm not blaming anyone. Perhaps they were right. They followed the rules. The highest scorer amongst the men was asked to pair with Deepika Kumari. But who did you replace? You replaced her husband. Can you imagine? You have planned all your life that you and your husband.
Absolutely. So the need of the hour is to understand the importance of a sports psychologist. Thank you so much, Mr. Nirav, for joining us in a special broadcast, Tokyo, the Spirit of Sports. And now let's take a look at other top international updates from the ongoing Tokyo Olympics. So Kristof Milak of Hungary wins men's 200-meter butterfly. Just minutes before his race, he realized his swimsuit had been ripped. In the scramble for a new swimwear, he said he lost his focus, but eventually Milak ended up breaking Michael Phelps' record, which was created in 2008 Beijing Olympics. Moving on, Novak Djokovic and Ashley Barty will be featuring in the mixed tennis doubles event at Tokyo 2020. They will be again coming back. The 16-team mixed doubles draw released on Tuesday revealed that Ashley Barty and Djokovic have both medals on their mind in the Japanese capital, and Djokovic will partner with fellow Serb Nina Stojanovic, while the Australian will team up with countryman John Peers. And Mark Kolcho becomes the first ever Dutch player to reach men's singles round of 16 in the Olympics, creating history for the Netherlands. He defeated India's Biswai Praneeth in 2 straight sets to etch the history. And now let's take a look at tomorrow's schedule, which can possibly better the current standing of Team India. Looking at the schedule, we first have rowing, which is in men's double sculls final B. Arjun Lalchand and Arvind Singh will be in action. Next, we have golf. Anirban Lahiri will be in action in men's round 1 in the golf event. Next up, we have shooting, women's 25-meter pistol qualification. Rahi Sarnobat and Manu Bhakar will be in action. And moving on, let's now quickly take a look at the current medal tally, how the medal tally is looking right now. Well, we have to move on right now, and hopes are still high as India has chances to bag more medals for the country in coming days at the ongoing Tokyo Olympics. But for now, we have to take your leave. We will be back again tomorrow with more updates, news, views and analysis from Tokyo Olympics. Meanwhile, please take good care of yourselves, get vaccinated on time and keep cheering for Team India, which is currently at the 42nd position. Thank you. Namaskar.